The new Acquisition View Instrument Settings window is now available in SoftMax Pro version 6.5.1 for the i3X and i3X injector cartridge. The Acquisition View uses a workflow design with drag-and-drop tools to configure your instrument and injector settings. To open the Acquisition View, click on the Instrument Settings button. For the i3X without injectors, you may switch between the Standard and Acquisition View by clicking on the appropriate button in the lower left-hand corner of the Settings window. However, if you are using the injector cartridge, you must use the new Acquisition View. To set up a new acquisition plan, click Clear All. From the top section, select the microplate type and configuration, including the read area and read order. The toolbox contains your acquisition read modes, actions, and loops. In this example, I will set up a basic luminescence injection assay. Double-click on the luminescence icon, or drag the icon to the acquisition plan. Select the injector cartridge and the read type you wish to use. Here is the default luminescence acquisition plan. The main horizontal line indicates the actions that the instrument will execute between the start and end of the acquisition plan. The vertical lines display the settings of the selected read mode. You may add actions and loops to the main timeline from the toolbox. The timeline lets you drop icons only in the appropriate places for the specific action or loop. For example, the plate optimizer icon can only be placed at the beginning of the timeline. When you double-click actions and loops in the toolbox, the icon is placed in the first appropriate position for that icon in the timeline. To add an injection step, drag the injection icon to the acquisition plan. Again, if the timeline will not allow placement of the icon, you will see the No symbol. To shake the plate after injection, but before measuring the luminescence intensity, place the shake icon between the injection icon and the luminescent read icon. You may also add in a delay step if your assay calls for it. To edit the settings of each icon, hover over the icon and click on the pencil. Make your changes, then click outside the window to set the changes. The settings options presented to you will change depending on the icon you select and the read mode and read type of the acquisition plan. By default, each acquisition step will be performed on the entire plate before moving to the next step. At this point in my acquisition plan, the instrument will run the plate height optimization step, inject 50 microliters of reagent into each well, shake the plate for 3 seconds, then measure the luminescence intensity of each well. If you would like to set up your assay so that a single well is injected then read before proceeding to the next well, use the For Each Well loop in the toolbox. With the addition of a For Each Well loop in my acquisition plan, the instrument will first run the plate height optimization step. Starting with the first well, the instrument will inject 50 microliters of reagent, shake the plate for 3 seconds, then measure the luminescence intensity. After the first well is complete, the instrument will move to the second well and repeat the inject, shake, and read procedure. This will repeat for each of the selected wells in the plate. You may also set your acquisition plan to include a second injection and read step using injector number 2. This option is currently available for the luminescence read mode only. Adding a loop to your timeline allows you to use 2 more features, Smart Inject and Baseline. For better mixing, the Smart Inject feature shakes the microplate during an injection and continues to shake through the following delay step if one is included. The shaking stops before the well is read. Baseline takes the defined number of baseline reads before the injection step of a kinetic read. The baseline data can be subtracted from the reads that follow the injection. If you would like to remove an action or change the acquisition mode, click on the red X. For luminescence reads, there is always a delay of 0.3 seconds after injection. However, for fluorescence reads using injector number 1, the measurement can take place at the same time as the injection. As the injector cartridge is injecting, the fluorescence measurement will be read from the bottom. Because of this, make sure to use a black-walled plate with a clear bottom, and please note that measuring fluorescence with injection can only occur with the internal monochromator. To quickly start an acquisition plan, select a predefined acquisition template. In this Calcium Plus acquisition plan, the instrument will start with the plate optimizer. Then for each well, we'll take 5 baseline measurements, inject 25 microliters of reagent, wait for 2 seconds, then complete a 30-second fluorescence kinetic assay before moving to the next well to repeat the procedure. You may use any predefined acquisition plan as is, or you can make your own modifications to the settings. The i3X injector cartridge is certified by Promega for the dual luciferase reporter assay system. A DLR-specific acquisition plan is included in the predefined acquisition templates. We are making exciting changes to the way you set up your instrument acquisitions. These changes are paving the way to include new read mode features for a future version of SoftMax Pro. With changes like this, we need your feedback to make the new acquisition view settings window intuitive, fast, and a feature that you enjoy using. Please try out the new acquisition plan and let us know what you think by sending your feedback to smpfeedback@moldev.com. For more help with the acquisition plan and injector settings, please refer to the SoftMax Pro user guide or contact our technical support group.